Welcome back, everyone, to the Chicken and Rice Podcast with your host and co-host, Ben Sag and Mr. Optimal, and guest, Liam Brown, the beater hater.
I made him do the intro. It was good. It was not bad.
I think it'd be a public speaker, bro.
Yeah. You forgot to add that Mr. Optimal is actually
super
the
temporary host.
very temporary guest host.
Very temporary. Oh, yeah, I seen that. It's from the... What podcast is that from?
Stronger by Science.
Yeah.
You watched that?
No, but I saw your episode where you guys talked about that.
Oh, hell yeah.
These are so good.
They are good.
Did you try this one?
No, I've never had... What is that?
I like that one even better.
Dude, it's like a coconut vanilla Coca-Cola.
No, it's
Zero
it's
sugar.
pina colada.
I don't get pina colada vibes.
I swear it's vanilla pineapple, bro.
But it's like, I don't think there's
Pina
vanilla
colada.
in pina colada, is there? Isn't
Yeah,
it
there
just
is.
it's coconut?
I think you're tripping, bro.
No, dude, I swear there's got to be, dude. It can't just be pineapple and pina colada.
It's coconut
That's probably something
and
else.
pineapple.
And like milk.
Yeah, probably.
Is milk vanilla, though?
I would say
This is, yeah, I mean, it's probably one of the close, like, yeah.
Milk and vanilla. Like, because like when you drink almond milk, right? Almond milk and vanilla almond milk taste the exact fucking same.
Yeah, get closer to the mic. 100%.
ASMR.
Yeah. Like we're right here, but just don't talk like loud as shit. Just be like,
I'll move it as I get going, because when I get going, I get fucking going.
Oh, my
Okay.
God. My neck hurts.
lovely.
That's not good.
Is milk vanilla? Is the question of the day. We'll do a Google search on that one
Did you
afterwards.
say fucking milk?
Milk? Milk.
Milk.
Is it milk?
You guys know that in Canada, our
funny.
milk comes in bags. You know that?
Yeah, I love that shit, bro.
Why?
I don't know. It just does.
Like
Like,
less
plastic bags?
plastic.
yeah, plastic bags.
How is it less plastic?
plastic.
Isn't it more plastic?
Dude, you got to think of how no, dude, this bag is
Like thin.
thin as fuck. You cut the bag with scissors and put it in a little thing that you hold your milk in. I fucking love it. I love that shit.
Yeah. Except for when you forget to hold the top and then the whole fucking bag of milk falls in.
I used to, so I'd be at my grandma's house, like fucking tired as shit, and I'm so used to pouring it, and I'd not hold the top.
Yeah,
I'd
you're
fuck up,
fucked.
spill it everywhere. I'm like, damn it. It's like, we're not in America anymore.
Yeah, but like, who drinks milk is the real question.
Milk is so good, bro. I wish it was good for bodybuilding standards. 'Cause
I've been
I
on
fucking
the.
love it.
I was talking to Ben. I've been on the Fairlife because like we don't really have like we have them in Canada, but they're not very easy to find. And I'm lactose intolerant, but they're lactose free. Actually, fire, man.
Yeah, if you didn't get the hit, if you didn't get the hint, Liam lives in Canada,
Hey,
and he drove all the way.
crashed my car into a swamp for this bitch.
Yeah, all the way to South Carolina to do the pod, or just for the Chicken Rice podcast.
That's a 2-day drive.
Yeah, bro.
2 days.
2 days.
Yeah, that's a 2-day. Dude, you ain't making it from fucking Toronto in
We
one
got
day.
we got all the way to North Carolina though. Toronto to North Carolina in one day.
Yeah, you can just only make it so far without being like, dude, we gotta get the fuck out of this car, bro.
Yeah.
You
And
know
then
what
we
I'm
stayed at
saying?
some like Super 8 hotel. Like smelled like hookers. It was disgusting. It was terrible.
Jizz on the pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get a journey from Canada to here. What was
So-
the journey like?
Well, to be honest, this whole trip wasn't really planned. Like originally this whole trip, I was supposed to just go to Philly. So my boy Connor, Connor Sinnen, he posted saying he wanted to go traveling and whatnot. And I was like, yo, let's go check out Fusion. But he only wanted to go for like a day or two. And I just can't justify, especially if I'm driving and I'm coming out here with like Arlen and everything and like, and making content. I'm not going to Philly for a day or two and then going back to Canada. It's like, if I'm going to travel, I'm going to fucking travel. Like I'm going to have to pay, I have to pay like boarding costs to get my dog, boarded and everything, plus like by day. And I'm like, I may as well make it out of it or make more out of it. Me and Ben have been talking about shooting videos ever since we started talking. And I was like, you know what? Like realistically, I'm driving 8 hours to Philly. I can drive 8 more hours to Myrtle and come out here and shoot. So we kind of planned the trip like a week or two before I came out here. We just got back from Houston in January. We were there for about a month. And then we came here, drove, basically just nonstop driving. But the way that like me and Arlen do things is like, because like we're very big on YouTube. Like YouTube's our like number one, and we had to edit. So one of us was driving, one of us was always editing, and it was basically just like work the whole way up here, which was really nice because it's also really nice to know how to be beside him because he's my videographer. He used to edit every single video. Now it's kind of split. So I do a lot of the editing. I make the thumbnails and whatnot. But it's good because we can bounce ideas off one another because him and I think like very, very differently on certain things. But we do have like premises of our videos which are very similar and like the construct of the videos, which is very similar, which we've had to like learn to, because like at the beginning it was like I wanted X and he wanted Y, but now we kind of both agree on like Z, right? So we just edited and whatnot, drove up, we stopped at Denny's at night, got some fucking good ass food, stayed at some hotel, and then we were driving the next day. And Arlen's used to driving. He's got the Model S Tesla. We're driving my fucking GTI Golf. He goes to pass this transport truck, and this Rover's coming down the hill. And he's, because those Model S's, like you can get around anything in like a second, but the 2012 GTI does not move like that. And we ended up driving, and I was like, "Yo, fuck!" And he didn't know what to do. We didn't really realize there was a swamp next to us, because when you drive, there's usually got a shoulder or whatnot. He tried pulling over the shoulder. There was no fucking shoulder. And then we ended up in the swamp, and my car was literally sideways in some swamp. And some guy came out and was going to call the cops, but then these two fucking Americans, like the most American people I've ever met before in my life, blocked traffic for us, tied a tow hook around my axle of my car, pulled us out, and we just gone.
Fuck yeah, boy.
That's fine.
Fucking,
we're here.
That's the South for you, motherfucker.
Hell yeah. Shout out Jamie and Travis.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
That's
shit,
fire,
bro.
so.
It's so weird hearing American.
Yeah.
So the two most American motherfuckers.
We're all American here.
Fucking fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. And how long was like the drive in total? Like hours?
Well, it was like 16 hours total, but split between 2 days. And like stops, whatnot, bro. I piss every fucking 45 minutes to an hour, so we were stopping quite a bit, getting food, but it wasn't bad. Honestly, like it was really nice. Like we flew because our last trip we went to the Olympia and then to Houston. Ended up staying there for about a month. We were away out of Canada for 28 days, and it was honestly, I would say, like we can talk about this later, but my trip to Houston and Vegas was the biggest waste of money and time that I've ever put into probably anything.
Well, I was going to ask, how do you feel about Houston in general?
Houston is the most overrated place for content in the world. Overrated, overhyped, and it's bullshit. And the reason why is because people think that you can throw a title of Alpha Land in your video and people are going to care. It doesn't work like that. Like, when we went to Houston and to Vegas, right? I'm not sure if you guys know who Johnny Shreve is. He used to make videos with Greg Doucette back in the day.
I know.
He's got 480-something thousand subscribers on YouTube. He shouted out my video when I made a video with him. He shouted it out on Instagram and on his YouTube, like posted my shit. The video fucking flopped, right? Because my idea before I went into everything was I was trying to make collabs with people and not really use it because I wanted their clout, but I would try to use like people's names and stuff to try to push mine. People don't really give a shit about that, right? If people want to go watch Johnny Shreve, they go watch Johnny Shreve. If they want to watch me, they're going to come watch me. And I think that like it's crazy because I with social media and everything, I'm still really new to this. I posted my very first social media video in July 11th of last year. Only started my YouTube channel in September. And the amount of shit that I've had to learn along the way is insane. And like, if you go back and watch our content or even look at the channel, like what we used to post versus like what we post now and what we've learned is like successful is it was all a learning experience. But before it was just, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Vegas and go to the Olympia to try to get views. I'm going to go to Alpha and try to get views. Bro, my most successful videos that I've posted, I film in my fucking house and go to my normal gym and just be me. And, and it's because
it's like, more about the video itself than the location you're in.
Well, yes,
sure.
Absolutely. But the biggest thing is that when I used to record like collabs with people, I would focus so much on the collab with that person, right? But everything in your video that I've learned, and this is like a good tip for content creators, is no matter what you're doing, it has to be complementary to you, right? Because at the end of the day, everyone who's watching a video, if it's fitness, anything, they're looking for something to grab onto, if that's like, knowledge, comedy, entertainment, etc. But they're there for you. They're not there for the other person, right? And if there's no connection, and especially with YouTube, right? compared to other platforms, YouTube, you build that biggest connection with your audience, right? Because they're long form videos. They get to feel like they get to know you. Like, I'm sure you know, the people who use code chicken out on Young LA and everything probably watch your YouTube videos, right? And it's because when you connect with an audience on that level compared to TikTok, it's a lot more personal, and you have to get them to like you. Like, you need people who want to come back for you. Trying to use a location or other people's names is going to get you absolutely nowhere. And I learned that the fucking hard way. I spent $10,000 going to Houston. Not a single only one video that I posted got over 1,000 views.
I feel like it's harder for me personally. Not harder. The first time we were there, it was harder for me to make content because I was not as comfortable as I am in my home gym. Not as comfortable as just trying to get used to like navigating being in a new fucking place, right?
Yeah.
So this time around, I was more comfortable because we'd already been there. I knew it was fucking good, right? Mm-hmm. But even still, my videos do better when I'm at Pump House.
Exactly, right?
I think that, again, people put too much on it. The gym it's a fucking awesome experience. Like, it's a whole ass meme, bro. That gym is a fucking whole ass fucking vibe. Like you said, it's like a club being in that bitch, bro.
Yeah, and like the networking, I would say, is what makes
if you
good.
know, yeah, if you know how to use Alpha Land to your advantage, like you said, bro. I think the hype of Alpha Land was over the fucking first month where people really cared about if your video was in the fucking gym or not. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like, I'm going to Fusion after I leave here, and the videos, like, we already have everything that we wanted to be planned, and nothing that we're going to post will have the word Fusion Gym in the title.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that, bro. And, like, I think that you have to do, like, people try so hard to do what other people do. Like, for instance, when I was out with Ben last night, I'm sure you guys, when we posted TikToks, the one thing that, like, I genuinely, like, love about Ben is that everything that, and there's so many people who do this, but one thing that I admire a lot about him is that you just do what you love, right? Like, you don't worry about, like, what's trendy or whatnot. Like, if you find a trend and you like it, you might put a spin on it, but you know when you're watching a Ben Sag video.
I feel like every time I try to, like, think of an idea or, like, content to post, like last night we were doing interviews outside, like, a coastal Carolina bar with a bunch of college students and shit to be, like, get some shit. And, like, Liam was spitting ideas at me for, like interview ideas, and I'm like, I've seen that on TikTok. I'm just sitting there thinking, and I think it's something that nobody's ever posted for me to ask these people. And it's not even that you can't do shit that's already done, right? Like, you can definitely do that shit. But just for me personally, I try to create, like, new waves as much as I can. It's not even like I'm trying to be different either. It's just, like, I think it's better that way. And it creates better content when you, like, see a video that you've never seen before, or, like, an interview asking questions where, like, you know, this shit was never asked before on an interview.
See, I think that's, like, there's a lot of merit to that. But, like, for instance, if, like, my videos that I post, like, we make a lot of the videos where it's like, I live like this person for a day, like, I tried that person's diet. The one thing that when me and Arlen plan them out is it's because we the people who do that, like Will Tennyson, Jesse James West. Yeah. Their two videos, like, they are, like, direct competition, right? Like, if you watch Jesse James and you watch Will Tennyson, their videos are very, very, very similar. It's almost like who can get to it first, in a way, where it's like, the way that I look at it, it's like, I don't really give a shit if someone's done it or not, but if they're going to go watch Will's video and they're going to watch mine, they're going to get something completely different out of watching mine. And the idea and the premise of the video might be the same, but there's absolutely, and I can say this with my whole heart, there's no one who makes YouTube videos like me. And, like, the way that we make them, not saying that, like, mine are the fucking greatest, even though I fucking love my YouTube videos, but we try to do everything, like, different in some sort of aspect, because you're never gonna be the best by doing something that someone else does.
I can say, like, for a fact, because Liam and Arlen, his videographer, have been at my house, like, almost every day since they've been here. And, like, I think one night I was playing fucking Rainbow because I had like nothing to edit. I was all done, like I was caught up in shit, and these motherfuckers are just in their computers just working. So like I've seen like the thumbnails, like the intros you guys do. The amount of effort that goes into your YouTube videos is actually absurd. They have bro's using a fucking website to see what his thumbnail is gonna look on YouTube in the fucking thing compared to all the other thumbnails and shit. Like bro's on some like wild shit with his shit.
It is like, honestly, man, like I remember you guys made that clip of that podcast that one time, bro. And you know, and honestly, like that was during a time of my life, because when I started YouTube, not to get too deep here, but I probably started at one of the worst parts of my life. And like, and I mean worst as in like, I have no problem saying this, dude, my dad used to have to come over to my house in September and October. Not that I was like suicidal, but he was genuinely scared I was going to kill myself almost every day. My dad would call me. My dad would be at my house. I was fucking terrible. And the biggest thing that I had was, I remember growing up, right? When I was a kid, like we talked about earlier, I loved hockey. And I was like, I'm going to be a professional hockey player. But like you say those things to yourself, but they don't really mean anything. You just say it and you almost want to believe it. I know in my heart of hearts and what I believe in that with what I'm doing on social media is what I meant to do. And my parents are the most hardworking motherfuckers in the world, and their work ethic like has worn off on me. And I've never had that up until recently. But back to what I was saying is, when you posted that video of like you saying about like my content and stuff, it really did like that did change my perspective, because I've always had this thing. I've dealt with mental health my whole life. And one part of mental health that I've dealt with was every single situation I'm in, I always feel like I'm the least liked person. And I don't know why. It's not even an insecurity thing, but it's like, I'll see like, for instance, like someone conversating with someone else, and it's like I just feel like everyone else can provide more value than me in a way. And that's something that I've lost over, I've gotten over. And it's because like my belief in myself from like seeing that, like, cause Ben, like genuinely, man, like I'm not trying to sit here and ride your fucking dick, bro. But like, you are my favorite fitness creator by far, like not even question. Like Arlen will tell you, bro, like when we were in Houston, bro, like I watch every fucking video you post. And it's not because you sign me a chicken and rice and all this. It's because I fucking love your content. And like, and there's content that you would post and I would have no problem telling you like, bro, what the fuck is that? That's fucking shit. But like hearing that come out of someone's mouth who like you genuinely look up to so much, like that did bring the belief out in me that I needed. And I remember you said something in there, and it was like, once he believes in that, the way that I believe in him, I can't remember the word you put it. And like, it was honestly like a flip of a switch. And it was like, I need to stop faking believing myself and just fucking believe in myself. And then through that, like I've masked, like, dude, I don't give a fuck about anything, about anyone. And it's because of my belief in myself. And it's like, I've learned now that it's like, if you want to be successful at something, and I'm not sitting here trying to be like, oh, I'm the most successful. Like I'm fucking not successful. There's probably tons of people watching this who are more successful than me. But I know that through what I'm doing, I am my belief in myself. Like I'm my number one biggest fan. There's no one who likes my content more than me. And ever since then, everything has changed. And and I gotta shout you out for that, bro, because when you said that at the pod, like that really stuck with me. Like, bro, when you sent that to me, I sent that clip to my fucking mom and my dad. And I was like, and they were really fucking proud too. And I think that's like my whole life. I lived my whole life. My biggest thing is I want to make my parents proud, because my parents came from fucking shit. My mom is the most successful veterinarian in Ontario and probably Canada. Like my mom can retire now and live her rest of her life however the fuck she wants, and she chooses to work 90-hour weeks. She'll stay up till fucking 5 a.m. doing a surgery on a dog just because she fucking loves it, right? And because it's what her passion is. And when it came to bodybuilding before, I had that passion, and I love bodybuilding. But it was nothing to where it is with like content creation. And because I found like what I love and what I believe myself in, I try to replicate them through me. And like my dying wish is to make my parents proud. And like, that's kind of like what gets me going through this every single fucking day.
Oh yeah.
And like, I gotta shout you out for that, bro, because I would not have that belief in myself.
You have a lot more than you think, bro. Like the fact that you have like somebody that's been riding with you to film all of your videos.
Shout out Arlen.
Shout out Arlen over there editing right now in the fucking process.
You know, we almost broke up, eh?
You almost broke up.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Me and Arlen almost broke up.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
We almost had a little breakup, but it was because I talked earlier, and like I know we talked about this too, is like the struggles with mental health. I do struggle a lot with mental health. I do. And there was a time like after Alphaland, it's so funny how this is all so connected, but after Alphaland, bro, I was like, bro, fuck this. Like I just spent $10,000. I just, bro, when I was in Alphaland, like my Alphaland trip was shit. Like it was shit. My apartment got broken into, like lots of shit. I got the cops called on me when I was out there. Let's create, like not like from Canada though. Like I had to deal with a bunch of shit. Like it was a shit show. And like the content that we would make, like it turned out fucking trash. And it was trash content. It wasn't good content. I'm not proud of that content, but it taught me a lot. But me and Arlen, like I was like, I want to shoot like pranks and shit. And and I wanted to do it. And there was always an idea that I had in like the back of my head, because I was like the one people like from Canada, the Nelk boys, they were one of the people that started like motivating me to start doing this. And it was like, and I recorded that video and I'm looking back and I look back at it now and I'm like, bro, that was the corniest fucking thing I've ever done in my life.
Which one?
It was the one where I'm not sure you saw it, but I went up to people and was like trying to buy steroids in public and sell steroids in public.
In the supplement stores?
In supplement stores and like Papa John's and shit. Yeah. And it was like, because I was trying to be someone I wasn't. And
I think I did watch that one, and I think I clicked off pretty early because I was like,
it was garbage.
I can't watch it.
It was garbage.
The rest of your shit, I watched like the whole thing because it's like, that was one. I should have texted you about that.
It was trash. Next time, text me about that shit.
Okay,
because, I will. but no, like, and that's it. And like, and
they're funny, bro. Even so, but not to cut you off, but I feel like the people
I've been talking the whole time. You can keep talking.
No, I feel like the people ingesting their content. It's like, dude, you got to think about. Yeah, I laugh at some of their shit, but like, is it really that funny, or is it just fucking really annoying at the end of the day? Like, they're super successful, but like, it's really not. It's kind of ignorant, some of their stuff, right?
Well, you also have to remember too, they have a like probably like $1 million production value per video plus a cult following. Bro, Nelk could post the most fucking ridiculous video, and because I've been watching them since I was like 14 years old, I'd probably watch it.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's hilarious, and it's just in some circumstances, it's like, I think it's funny. I just wouldn't want to be like known for being the ignorant fuckers.
Well, I would say like,
because it's not me.
Yeah, but like, I mean, if you want, like, I'm not ignorant. I guess I probably got a big of an ego. That's for sure.
Well, I think humor's funny. It's just like,
it's how you go about it.
Yeah, it's at some point it's like, okay.
Well, and this,
but I think they've done a good job of getting away from that. They've done an incredible job of getting away from that. But like some of his first videos, I think they're hilarious, and then it gets to the point where it's like, y'all are just, it's repetitive. Y'all are just kind of like,
well, and I think
upping the scale of how offensive you can get. You know what I'm saying?
I think like as content creators, I'm sure both of you guys know the one part, especially because like we're not in this to try to get YouTube views. This is like what we want to do, right? We are like, at the end of the day, our goal isn't to be fitness influencers.
Keep falling, bro. It's like a limp dick over here, bro.
Tighten this part.
I keep doing it. Look.
You need a screw right in there. That's where it's loose.
Yeah, well.
You need to tighten it.
What were you saying?
I'm sorry, bro. It's driving me insane.
What I was saying is that if you, like anyone watching this, I want you to go watch one of Ben's videos, one of Alistair's videos, and one of my videos. And the one thing that I think all of us have in common is that, for instance, for Ben, there's a bunch of people out there that make gym interviews, they make the gym vlogs, but no one makes them like Ben. There's a lot of fucking smart ass people who make videos about which fucking mitochondria this and that bullshit. But your videos are like, there's a reason for your success, right? There's a reason why people watch you over John Jewett, the hypertrophy coach, JPG, even though fuck that guy, etc. Right? And it's because you need to be unique. in your way. And like the one thing that like, you know, I'll applaud you guys on is that you guys have both, and I've taken and I've learned from you guys, because I watched a lot of your shit before you followed me, and like because I've seen you through Ben and everything, and it's like you can't, like I don't watch you and think, wow, this reminds me of this guy. Even though you might be talking about the same shit, it's still like it's a Mr. Optimal video, it's a Ben Sag video, and the reason, like, bro, Ben is for like your size. For your size on social media, in the fitness creators, you are probably one of the most successful in that aspect. And it's because you are so authentically you, right?
I was just talking to this girl the other night, and I was like, I've never seen a video of you talking to the camera. And I think a lot of people out there just need to pick up the fucking phone and talk to it. Because that's what it is at the end of the day, is showing like who you truly are and how genuine you are, and just be genuine and just be you. But a lot of people want to post like the low exposure fucking workout edits where they don't say a single thing and then expect to, you know, separate themselves from all the other fucking little SARM goblins that are posting the same fucking thing. And it's like, you look like everybody else.
My advice is make content you enjoy making, because I fucking hate editing.
Can I change that? Make content you enjoy watching.
That's very true. But even like, I hate editing a video where I'm not like, that's very, and make content you enjoy watching, because when I'm making it, I'm like, dude, I can't wait for this to be done.
Exactly.
Right? When I make, like, I've in the beginning of your process, because you have your process where you figure shit out. When you make videos, like, even I'll make them sometimes, like where it's transformation videos of me, like when I was 120 pounds, like addicted to shit, like fucking drugs and shit. I cannot stand editing the silent ass videos with the fucking corny ass TikTok sound behind
No,
it.
but sometimes though, like I will say, like, you know, I'm sure you guys know, you take like a nice progress pic and you're like, let me go compare this, and you're like, all right, now I'm gonna make a transformation video.
Oh, no doubt. But the process of it, it's like, I don't enjoy making those videos as much as I enjoy like when I get a good video and I'm like, oh, I love this.
You train with a female in the gym and you're like, yeah, that's like 16 different clips that I could upload because that shit was funny. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit's always fun, because it's like, I like uploading like funnier shit, because it's like, you get the comments, you get the DMs, and it's like,
I would even say my favorite videos to edit are like the YouTubes of me, you, and Gabe.
oh yeah, for sure.
Or
That
it's
shit's
like,
funny as
dude,
shit.
like just because there's with YouTube, I feel like also, dude, you can't fake that one.
Yeah, we got cut off, but that's all right. We'll keep going.
Damn, you're having a pretty good, what happened? The cars
It's probably only a couple minutes of like the.
Well, we have
Well,
20.
that's-
I think we have 28 minutes total to go with, right?
Okay,
30.
so
Is it
it's-
30?
It's 109, so we have until 139.
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking Liam was saying that he is the type of person to where he has really, really bad ADHD. Once he gets going. And then like he'll be like getting ready for bed and he has to pace around his apartment. And I was like, me and him are the same. I've watched him the whole time his podcast. I'm fucking pinching or fucking moving something or looking around because my attention span is like a goldfish in a fishbowl. It's like,
The Golden Retriever boys.
it's like, oh, over here. So fucking like in 6th grade, bro, Miss Hudson, I'm tapping on the desk and shit. And she comes up to me and she grabs my pen, puts it on there, and she goes, and then hits me on the head and she goes, do you see how annoying that is?
To be honest, that kind of satisfying.
I looked at her, I was like, I mean, I guess, like.
But then like 2 minutes later, you're like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, no, she hated me so much, bro. But I would get in constant trouble for that. I think my 2nd grade teacher told my parents I need to be on Ritalin. But my parents are firm believers in like, I have this energy for a reason, so I don't. I've never been prescribed that shit.
I take Concerta, which is like it's like Adderall.
Basically
whatever.
the same shit.
Yeah. But
I used to take all that shit in high school for tests. So.
I only like I used to be like, bro, I need my 27 or 21 milligrams every single day. Now it's like, okay, bro, today I'm feeling a little extra special and I got a lot of work to do. We got to lock in. But before I shoot YouTube videos, hell no, I'm not taking that.
Well, dude, I feel like it's not even you. It's again, dude, I'm a firm believer God makes everybody like the way they are for a reason. I have this energy for a reason. It's who I am. So this is who you are.
Exactly.
Right?
I was on a SSRI for a long time, Trintellix. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I've tried. Again, I'm being a recovering addict. My dopamine receptors are fucked, bro. Because I've used. So it's like they will tell me they're like, you need to be on.
Fuck.
And I'm like,
SSRIs,
no,
bro. They
make it worse.
Ruined my life.
They make it worse.
Ruined my life, bro. Because like, so it wasn't even that like, dude, they don't make it. It's like you just feel like you don't feel this and this. You just feel this.
Bro, you're on autopilot. You're on fucking autopilot,
bro.
It turns it's like turning the shutters off, and then you just fucking on autopilot.
If anyone, the one message I'll give to people is if you take an SSRI, and this comes from someone who's dealt with mental health your whole life, your mental health will improve so much the minute you stop taking that.
But you have to figure out, but you also have to figure out why your mental health is bad. And a lot of people don't want to discover that, like, or investigate that because it's hard. So, like, that's why, like, they're on the SSRI because maybe, like, autopilot. That's why I use drugs because my autopilot was being fucked up. Mm-hmm. So that was better than discovering why I did not like myself. Is that, you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like most people take the SSRI, they're okay with being on autopilot because it's really hard to get to that point where you're like, I want to figure out why I do not like love myself.
Yeah.
Because it's fucked. When you start asking yourself those questions, that process of finding out your shit, like you have, that process of getting to the point where you're like, I don't give a fuck, I am who I am, is very... It's trying, right? It's hard. It's not like something you're like, oh, I enjoyed every moment of this.
Ben, do you ever talk about mental health?
Because this motherfucker is one of the most mature. Like,
I'm like very just like relaxed.
He's
like,
stable,
chill.
bro. He's stable.
Yeah, because like when I like, as someone who deals with mental health, it's very easy to perceive people who also deal with mental health, and I've just never gotten that like that vibe from you. So like, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but like you're very like. You don't run on like autopilot like we were saying, but like you're very stoic. Like you're very, very stoic in
I go up and down. Ben is more just gradually. So like my emotions are very.
Is there any like mental health that you've dealt with or anything or?
For sure, but like for me it's just like I have like bad days and I have good days, right? And it's just like I think that's just like your physiology and
the yin and the yang.
I mean, church helps a lot with like my. I don't even know if it helps with my mental health, but I think it helps with just like my spirituality and like having like a better just outlook on life in general. But in terms of like mental health, like I've lived by myself for like 3 years now or whatever, and I've kind of just gotten used to like being in my head. So I think I've probably just conquered that with just being alone for so long.
Yeah,
that like.
You get used to being like
I'm like chilling, and it's just like if you notice, there's some gym vlogs I post because I film every single day, and you'll see completely different like vibes. Or like some days I'm just like chilling, like monotone, just like relaxed, like telling you what's going on, still like entertaining because I'm still like dry funny.
Yeah,
when I'm like relaxed,
like calling me fat and stuff.
Yeah. Like yesterday, I was like kind of like relaxed because it was like later in the day. Like I was probably crashing off with all the caffeine and shit.
Well, I literally thought like I was in the gym yesterday, and just because like how I run, I was about to ask me, yo, what the fuck is wrong?
No, because he took fucking dethroner and I took a stim free, and this motherfucker was cracked out of his mind, and I was probably keeping him like down because I wasn't like super hype. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? But like. There's completely like different moods, you know. It's I think that's for me. It's just like a part of like at least my physiology. A lot of people probably feel the same way, where they're just ups and downs, and then
I feel like I'm a very more emotional person.
Yeah, and I'm like the opposite.
So my ups are very up, and my downs are very down, and I'm very active about expressing that because that's how I am because I'm emotional, right?
Yep.
So it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that you're not as emotional as I am. It's just something, this is where I think people get fucked up about it. They're like, oh, I'm emotional. This is fucking bad. Or, oh, I'm not emotional. This is fucking bad. It's like, no, I am who I am. I just got to learn to fucking realize that and fucking go through things the way I go through things.
I believe though, so the one thing that Arlen and I talk about, because Arlen and I talk about mental health all the time. And I think as a man, especially, because I'm exactly like that, bro. Like I'm an overthinker.
I cry like a lot,
bro.
Like a fuckload.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Like last night when we were going to shoot interviews, I had some stuff going on, and I was like, that's why. Like you know, I went to get the protein bar and I didn't have to go to protein. I got it anyways, but like, bro, I need to go and just fucking deal with my shit. And the one thing, especially as a man, although I believe it is very important to be emotional, stoicism is very important.
Oh, well, dude, I think that being aware, here's my thing. It's not bad I'm emotional, but I have to realize that I don't choose my emotions. I just damn sure choose which ones I hold on to. Right?
And express.
Well, dude, I think expressing them is, you have to do that. It's how you express it.
Absolutely.
Right? So like,
That's what I was getting from.
Me expressing my fucking pain by doing drugs, terrible fucking idea. I tried that route. Me expressing my pain by fucking journaling, reading, fitness, fucking just finding myself, being who I am. That's such a better route, right?
Absolutely. And I think with that, especially as like guys, like, you're 25. Me and Ben are both 20. I think as well too, there's that famous quote. It's like, you're a summary of the 5 people you hang around with. Mm-hmm. I believe, especially if you have a female in your life, that your relationships with those people, and especially with like what we're doing, they have to be perfect in that aspect if you want to succeed in this, if you deal with mental health. Because, I've had relationships when trying to do this, and it was terrible.
Like I said,
fucking terrible. Like, dude, like, I mean, I can't really talk too much about it, but it was awful. And like now, bro, like I was like, Ben knows, like I got a new girl, and dude, I'm a hard catch. Like, dude, I live for that chase a little bit, right? And like my girl, shout out Lindsay, she's dope. She was she was a fucking like a fan, and like not even like a fan as like I love your content, but like she would like message me on Instagram. I was like friends, like before, like even when I had a girlfriend, and it was like, your YouTube videos are amazing. Continue what you're doing. You're doing amazing, blah, blah, blah. Bro, like even though like her and I are like relatively like new and whatnot, like it's not very far into like our relationship. You need to have people in your life who want to see you succeed as much as you do. And because when that's the case, like she allows me to put myself first in that aspect. And it's no different than when you're with friends, right? Because for instance, like if I was like with Ben, whatever, right? Or like, let's say you two like live relatively close to each other. You guys know how important this shit is for you and how important what you do is for you. As soon as you have someone in your life who takes away from that and tries to steer you away off of your path, like people in your life are complementary to you, right? It's like you provide for them, they provide for you. And that can be in so many different ways. But the worst thing to do when you're trying to be successful is having someone in your life who steers you away from your passion and what's so important to you because they're selfish. And anyone who has that kind of person in your life, you need to cut those people out.
It's harder to do than like it. I feel so. My bad habit is I like let things play out. Like what?
So you need to stop that.
Yeah, like being with my ex. It's not that she didn't like support, because she drove me to start doing the content creation. She was like, you should do more with it. Like you're good. But the 70,000
followers on Instagram.
No,
like, what the
but
fuck?
Well, it picked up the second the first thing blew up, and I had clients to where now I'm on my phone texting people all the time. When we're watching a movie, if a client texts me, I'm texting during the movie, during dinner, during whatever. Right? It became a huge problem.
Well, there's obviously times for balance.
Yeah, no doubt. But
you're not taking your girl out to Ruth Chris and being like, sorry, I got to text my client.
Yeah,
back.
no doubt. But it even like. So it'd be like if it was 6:00 p.m., like she would eventually get upset because I guess it was so repetitive. She'd be like, "You need to tell your clients, like, like it's the end, it's the evening or whatever. Like, you're hanging out with me." And I'm like, "Look, if somebody's in PST, it's 6:00 for me. That might be like towards the end of my day. That's the middle of their day.
Yeah,
like I can't just be like fuck off, especially if it's a question of like, oh, I'm in the gym right now. This machine's taken or this machine's broken. What do I do for an alternative? Especially if it's somebody. So it became more of like a problem, right? And started a lot of arguments. We had already argued about a good bit of stuff before because living together, that shit happens. Adding that factor into it was like the fucking the needle that, yeah, bro. So I think it is very important to you have to, like you said, this person has to be willing to realize like this is going to be their trajectory if they want to be with you, because this is how invested you're in it, to where like this is your trajectory, no doubt, right? So they have to be okay with the fact that if they hop on this train, they're riding that wave.
They have to.
You have to, because the second you tell me like I want to get off and then I'll come back on, I'm like, yo, the wave don't stop. Like I gotta keep fucking going. I love you so much,
how do you
buddy.
feel about that, Ben? Like relationships, like
It's
like,
just like
because like you
in the current in the current state that I'm in.
Well, no, not even just like girls,
Just
but like friends. Like you, dude. Everywhere I've been, yo, is that Ben? That's Ben. You know, like you're a very friendly guy. You don't surround yourself. You don't look like you sound, or you don't like hang out with a ton of people, though, right?
Fuck no. See, like I'm like I treat everybody like pretty well for the most part. But it's like in terms of my inner circle and who I keep around, it's very strict. And we've already extinguished of some individuals who have wronged me in certain ways. We're not going to go into that. But it's just like
Me and Ben are big on principle. So like it could be the smallest, like I'm very big on morals and principles. So, dude, like, however manner in which you fuck me over doesn't really matter.
Loyalty is the most important thing.
So if you're a fucker, bro, like you're a snake, you want to be a fucking snake, that's cool. I want you to eat, because I want everybody to eat. You just ain't going to eat at my fucking table.
Yo, and like the one
I'm sorry.
And it's not even, it's just like you could do like the smallest little thing, but that thing of wronging me or like whatever it may be, if you wrong me in any way, like, that shows a lot. It could be the smallest shit, but it shows a lot about your character and what you're likely to do in the future. And I just wouldn't really I don't want people like that around me.
Well, exactly right. It's like if, like, for instance, like my biggest thing, like just back to relationships, I would never date a girl who's cheated on a guy before. I don't care what the circumstances, because if you could do that to them, you could do that to me, and that goes everywhere in life, right? It's like there's people in my, like, I think like when it comes to like relationships and what, like there's levels to it, right? Like how close you are with someone, like, you know, like for instance, like the one thing about me is I don't lie. Like whatever comes out of my mouth is the fucking truth. You will never, but there's only certain people who get that truth, right? Some fucking guy on the street comes up to me and starts asking me like questions, blah, blah, blah. If I don't fucking know him, I don't owe him anything, right? I don't owe him anything. I'll try to be truthful, but if it's like, but there's times and whatnot. But like, for instance, like Ben could ask me anything, and if he wants my fucking truth, like if he were to, let's say he were to watch, like make a YouTube video, and you were like, yo, watch it, let me look through it, and like give me my honest thoughts. If I thought it fucking sucked, I'd tell him to his face it fucking sucked, right? But the thing is that it's like you need those kind of people in your life, because without loyalty, like you have nothing in someone, right? Like loyalty is the most important thing.
As a man, all you have is your word, and the second that gets fucked up,
yeah.
Right? So, like, what comes out of my mouth when I say I'm going to do something, if I'm not going to do something, like, we're homies, right? So, like, back to the thing. I don't even follow my homies' bitches on Instagram. What is the point? If I didn't follow her before I knew that she was, like, do you see what I'm saying? It's the intention behind, like.
Well, I think there's levels to that. Like,
I like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you get to know them. You're like, oh,
yeah. Well, so I would like
right?
follow some. I was like, yo, I'm following so and so back. Like they followed me, because I'm not gonna go out of my way to go follow a chick that I see you're hanging out with.
Yeah.
That shit is really corny and really weird to me. But it also shows me how your brain works, like where your intentions are at, right?
Yeah, I had a close friend, and you know, I love this kid to death. Still love him to death. But the one thing, it's actually funny because we talked about this in church today, and when me and Arlen got in the car, we tried talking about it, and it was about like, you know, they talked about how you can't have hate in your heart for people when God, you know, we do all these wrong things, but He still loves us, right? You have to forgive, but with forgiving, you also have to be selective of who you choose to let back in.
You forgive, you don't forget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, and like there's like this guy was like my brother, and fucked me over once, and he will never be my brother again. And it's because, and it's, you know, I love that kid to death. He's younger than me, he's a bit more immature than me, but you can't, especially because I'm such a loyal guy, I don't allow disloyalty.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Right? So it ain't ever gonna be shame on me.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I've also lived that too much, the shame on me part, where I have trusted people over again, and that's why I'm very forthright and like, hey man, these are my boundaries as friends, right? And like, that's basically me putting the ball in your court kind of scenario. Because once I lay my boundaries out as homies, as friends now, we're bro, like I call you my brother. The second you fuck one of those boundaries up, bro, like,
well, that's what I always say.
It's done.
That's what I always say. It's like me and my friends. So like the one thing is like I have like my boys back home, like my brothers. I'm not like there's literally nothing that I could do that could be like so fucked up that they would like if I did something that didn't involve them, like let's say like I cheated on, well that's kind of a bad example, but like if I like did something really fucked up, I know my boys would never say a word to anyone. Like if I was out and let's say we were out and we were having a fun time, let's say I was drinking that night, if I got in a fight, I know my boys, shout out, Tyler, Tufik, fucking Caleb.
They're fucking fighting, bro.
They're fucking, no, they're not,
Yeah,
they're not
fuck
fighting,
you.
they're gonna fucking curb stomp those boys, right? And like all those guys, and that's how I think people, like so many people live for the number of friends they have. They live for the number of views they get. They live for so much validation in their life, but they get nothing fucking out of it because the people who are in their life are just fucking pieces of shit.
I don't need friends, bro. They said this in Bible study the other week.
I don't need friends.
I don't need friends. I
No,
need
no,
brothers,
no, no,
man.
no. It's a Nav song.
I do not want. I have, dude. Again, selling drugs in high school. My first impression with that, everybody that comes over to my house to buy weed is my friend, or everybody that comes to my house that when I have a party is my friend. Right? They fuck with me.
Yeah.
And then you learn, like, I have friends and I have acquaintances, people that come to my house just to come to my fucking house and drink and buy pot. You start to figure that out, and then you start to realize again, okay, I don't have as many friends as I think. Because I don't want friends, I want brothers, right? Friends are totally different than brothers. A brother is somebody, again, a friend might fucking not tell the cop that it's his weed in the car when y'all both get pulled over. A brother is going to be like, yo, this is mine, this isn't my homie's. Like, I'll take the ticket, you know what I'm saying?
When we were driving up here and we got put in the swamp, Arlen was driving and he would have gotten fucked because he's not insured by my car.
So you're like, I'm driving.
I was...
Yeah.
You can ask. I was driving the fucking car, right? And that's because he's my brother.
Bro, you do things for people. Like, again, that comes down to, like, so when I was on drugs, again, like, shout out my brother Lucas, bro. I lived with them in Charleston. I stole from him, like, off his debit card because I was so bad off on drugs, bro. He was also the first person to tell me when I started getting really bad. He was like, dude, I do not, like, we live together, but I don't fuck with you right now because you are not Alistair, right? So again, having those people in life that'll, one, tell you things you need to fucking hear when you're really slipping, and then two, that will forgive you and realize like when the forgiveness is okay. He called me when I got sober because he didn't talk to me for a while, and he was like, hey man, you probably might not even remember this. He was like, but like you stole like when you were fucking bad off, like strung out on drugs. And I was like, oh, like dude, I paid him back and fucking like gave him my bike that I had like still down there. Cause like, again, there's nothing I can do to repay the fact that I stole when I was on drugs. But dude, like when you're on drugs, you're a junkie. Yeah. Right.
You're
that's
a different
not,
person, right?
That's not me. Right, bro. Yeah. Like when you're on Xanax or
You're
morphine
16
or shit.
fucking years old.
Well, dude, I was 18 at the time in school, but you got to realize, dude, when you're addicted to fucking shit that when you do Xanax, like a benzo or dope, so fucking morphine is like basically heroin. It's an opiate. So it's like dope, bro. I'm basically doing a fucking pill form of heroin. When you do shit like that and you run out and your body's now addicted to it, it's not like, oh, like I just need to get high. It's like, bro, I went into a drug-induced psychosis from trying to quit that shit cold turkey.
That's why I quit drugs.
I literally started hallucinating and I went into a coma for a week, bro.
That's so I have a really big question that I want to ask you guys, but before we get to that, that's why I quit smoking weed, bro. Because I have a friend who has drug-induced psychosis. Man, I didn't smoke a lot of weed. Like I told you, like I would only smoke at night. Bro, I'd be driving, man, and I swear to you, bro, I would get literal envisionments of like my dad driving beside me, And I'd like take a second look, and it wasn't even like if I told you like you could imagine something being there, it's like it literally was there, and I would like see it there, and I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? And it wouldn't be there. Or like I'd be walking, and like I'd be walking my dog, and there'd be people walking like towards me, and then they just wouldn't be there, and I'm like, hey, yo, I need to fucking stop.
When I say like, bro, like my parents have videos of me. I was running around my house because I.
Well, sorry, I cut you off.
I thought I was kidnapped.
I didn't have psychosis, but I was like scared. That's what
I thought I was kidnapped and my eyes were sewn shut. So I'm running around my house with my eyes closed, running into my fucking walls and shit. Parents had to take me to the hospital. And then like it got so bad, like I started seizing out, and fucking then I just went, and my body like shut down. And I went to that little coma for like a week ish, and then I woke up in the hospital, and my dad was right next to me.
Yesterday, Ben and I were training, and we were having some we were having some good conversation, and I think myself as a person, the one thing I suck at is congratulating myself. I suck at it. I don't, I'll get happy when I hit when I just hit 7K on YouTube. But I don't ever sit back and reflect upon myself. But I wanted to ask you guys, what's the number one thing that you guys are most proud of in terms of what you've been doing in terms of your career?
It's not like a really like big accomplishment, but it's more just like a continuous thing of like just the DMs that I get, right? Because it just kind of like validates the reason behind like what I'm doing, and it validates the fact that like my goal with what I do is to inspire other people and entertain other people. So when you get thousands of DMs regularly confirming that, it's the best feeling in the world, bro. So like it's not really like an accomplishment. Because the numbers don't really mean shit to me. Like if I hit like 1 million fucking like Instagram fucking followers, like I wouldn't really consider that really an accomplishment if I didn't help anybody, right? If that means that I'm helping more people, then hell yeah, that's a big ass accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? But it's like for me, it's just building my community. I talked about this in the last one, but like at this point, like I make enough money, like I don't even care about money. It's more just trying to like help and inspire other people, right?
Dude, that's like, I think you need to sit back tonight and think about how amazing that is.
Yeah.
Because, dude, like, there's people out there, bro, who, and like, bro, like, I'm one of them, man. Like, I genuinely look up to you, bro, and you are, like, I'm like not just you. There's so many people who do it, but like you yourself, like, you are like an inspirational person for so many people, and it's like, imagine that little fucking Ben who we were looking at from 2 years ago saw where you were today.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, think about how fucking happy that kid would be.
We were watching my old YouTube videos like 2 years ago, and my skin is so pale. Like
this
my
guy was eating
trim is
anabolic French toast with chicken on it.
Dude, my meals were just
But
dude,
but no, like, dude, like,
this motherfucker eats weird shit.
But what about you, bro? What's like the number one thing that you are most proud of?
Just any message that I get from somebody who struggles with, I wouldn't just want to say drug addiction, because it's more so any type of like severe mental health or depression. More so like anybody who's gone through severe loss, bro, because getting sober was hard, but
I'd say wouldn't your getting sober be the biggest one? Like, that's a fucking hell of an accomplishment, I would say.
Not even, dude, staying sober is the thing. Getting sober is easy. Staying, dude, again, so losing friends and the fact that I'm not back on drugs, bro, because, like, that's my first, like, initial, when bad shit happens, it's like, bro, I would love to get fucking high right now. That'd be awesome. Because I just don't feel anything. I just feel fucking high. I'm like, oh, this is great. So I just, I think the fact that, like, I've instilled the fact to where I'm also not worried about that anymore. Like, bad things happen, but I'm at the point again where, like, my faith is like, dude, I know, like, no matter what happens, like, I'll be fine. So I'm not gonna, like,
but like, think about
the urge isn't there anymore. And then, like, when the reason I'm fucking posting, even because I was gonna go to culinary school, because that's what I was doing, was working in a kitchen when I got back from school and rehab. That motherfucker right there, it's like, dude, you should post on social media instead of going to school. And I was already starting my fitness Instagram. That's what I called it, my fitness Instagram.
My first Instagram handle was liam.brown.fitness.
That motherfucker Judd,
Alistair
bro.
lives.
Yeah, that motherfucker Judd, bro. He was like, you need to go post, bro. Like, you should do that shit for a living. And halfway in my heart, bro, I didn't even believe him. And I don't know. It's like a divine intervention thing. Like, God, for whatever reason, I called the fucking school and I switched my major. I wasn't going to culinary school anymore. I went and got my associates in science. My dad already ran a gym. I was like, I'll just personal train and then try to post until it really works out. That's the first person who really like even mentioned it to me.
But like, dude, think about how amazing of an accomplishment that is. Because like, genuinely think, bro, if you quit drugs, dude, if you didn't quit, think about like where you are.
I'd be in jail or dead.
Dude, you are 25 years old. You run an amazing online coaching business. You have an amazing social media platform. You inspire people every single day. For you having the courage to quit doing what you do, inspiring people to not do that, it's like, bro, you probably don't know, but you have changed more lives than just yourselves.
Well, that's what I said in the last pod. I get really emotional about it, bro, because everything happens for a reason, but me losing my friends basically is like what keeps me sober. Because, dude, I'm not dead, and I was so much worse than in terms of my habits than the friends that I've lost. So how dare me if I fucking ever go back onto that shit, right? Like, I'm still here. I got my second chance. Yeah, like, that's fucking, that's like foul to me, right? Like, that's foul. I'm looking at my homie on the wall. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just foul to me. So, like, the fact that I can at least, say that my friends passing away got me sober, which has in turn, like, again, inspired other people to possibly get sober or stay sober. Like, that's all I could ask for. Because that means, like, that shit's not just meaningless, right?
It's not. No, it's not. It's like,
it means something,
dude.
Bro.
You can, like, there's people who have people in their life and they pass away and they dwell on it and they turn to what you did, right? They turn to the drugs. They turn to this. It's like your perspective on it, right? It's like you saw that and it's like, how I know, right? Like, you probably were like, I'm 18 years old. I'm a fucking piece of shit. How can I not do this? And how can I make people not do this? And that's crazy.
This number's calling me twice. Hello? This is Alistair. Who is this?
My son's phone. I want to know who was this.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
This is Alistair. I think you have the wrong number, bro.
I saw your number was missed call in his phone.
No, man. I didn't call you, bro. All right.
Say what's up to
Oh,
the
you
pod.
should have fucked with him, bro. You should have fucked with him.
He sounded angry.
He did. He was mad, bro. Fucking shit.
Say your number in my missed call. Who is this?
I would say like another big accomplishment. I would say that I really didn't even realize was like a big accomplishment until afterwards, and like hearing people's feedback was like prepping myself for my show and like doing that shit just by myself. Like,
oh, that was wild to me.
I didn't really do like the best 100% greatest that I ever could have done, but like for me doing it all on my own was,
and how much it taught you.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. The experience and fucking getting up there and not nervous whatsoever and just fucking doing that shit. Routine came out fucking perfect, no issues, no fucking. I think that's a pretty big accomplishment. Didn't do that good, but next show we're getting the pro card, so I don't go fuck. I don't go fuck. I'm fucking getting it. 100%. What about you, Liam? You asked the question.
I wasn't really ready for the follow-up, though. I would say the person I've become is the most important, is most my proudest accomplishment.
That's probably the same thing for me. Just to sum it up, is like
the person I've become. Because for so long, man, I lived as, like, dude, you can ask my closest friends from, like, high school who are still my boys, like my boys Jack, Nolan, Zach, all those boys, Carson. Those are my boys, love them. But they would see the side of me that you guys see. But everyone else, like, dude, I was shy. I was insecure. Dude, I was the most insecure motherfucker in the world. And when I started posting on social media, if you go back and watch my first ever TikToks in, like, July, it was like, this is, like, my morning routine to, like, set my day up for success. Right?
I was the same way, though. I was really shy.
And no, it wasn't even that I was shy. It was because I would watch people, like people who made the content that, like, kind of like what I wanted to make, but I was just so insecure to do it. I used to have like the body dysmorphia that everyone talks about. I genuinely don't give a fuck about my body anymore. And not in terms of like, I don't care if it looks bad, but it's like, I've learned the art of like loving myself and not giving a fuck. Like, dude, when it comes to social media, my sister doesn't follow me on social media. I'm not gonna shit on my family, but my aunt, like my close like family shits on it. My parents are super supportive. My brother's very supportive. The rest of my family fucking hates what I do, and like the amount of criticism that goes into it. There's so many people like, dude, I get messages because of the kind of content that I make where like, dude, I literally had one the other day that the message was kill yourself, faggot. And I get that shit all the time. And before I would overthink that stuff. Dude, I don't give a fuck. And I've learned like the belief that I now have in myself, I know will carry me so far in life. And I am so proud of who I've become. And I feel like now I'm like, before I was living for other people and now I live for me. And I think we were talking about this earlier. I'm not sure if it was on the podcast or not, but it's like waking up every single day like you're going to die tomorrow. And it's like, bro,
all we have is now.
All we have is now.
Figure it out.
And it's like, I've learned to like, I've learned so much about just who I am and what I want in my life. And like, I'm very, very proud of who I am, even if people fucking don't like me.
Oh yeah, bro. I would argue like the biggest like creators I feel like try to like please everybody, and that's why they're so big, is because they're able to like post shit that pleases everybody. But like with me, like someone commented and it was like, I think it was like I don't like his vibe. He's too cocky or some shit. Like, am I the only one that doesn't like this guy or like doesn't fuck with his vibe? And I comment back, I said a lot of people don't like me because I'm me, right? If I can be me, I'm gonna fucking be me all I want on fucking social media, and that's just me. And if you don't like me, that's fine. But I think it's like with the bigger creators, they're either just liked by a lot of people or they try to please everybody with being like different fucking people and shit. Like I will probably never have like 50 million fucking followers because I'm not gonna try to please everybody, no matter how fucking famous I get or how much money I make and shit. I'm always gonna be me, and that's I think it's the best way to go about it. But you see like Logan Paul and shit reading fucking scripts and shit, trying to please everybody and please the media and shit. And it's like fuck that.
Well, the thing is though, is that I will argue and say that will bring you much more success than pleasing people, because think about it, right? If you're gonna go use code, a Young LA code. Right, Jesse James West has 2 million YouTube subscribers. I'll watch his videos every once in a while, whatever.
I cannot ingest his content.
I can't either anymore. I used to watch it.
I'm talking about more past tense for sure. I mean, I don't really watch finished content in general, like a lot of it. But
Today we are with Wim Hoffman.
Today I'm working out with the sexiest MILF in the world, and I'm going to see if I can rizz up her sister. It's like, shut the fuck up.
And it's like, who if you're like the 18 or like 20-year-old kid. Look, if you're like the 18 or 20-year-old kid watching like fitness content, and then you watch me, and then you watch Jesse James West, right? Like, and then you're like at Young LA checkout.
That's exactly what
Whose code am I gonna use? I mean, most of the time you're probably gonna use mine because I'm like
personal.
Is he with Young LA?
Yeah, he's with Young LA.
That's the thing. You didn't even fucking know that.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm fucking dead ass. I didn't,
bro. Like,
because fuck that guy. I'm not trying to be rude.
Well,
like,
okay.
I just don't watch his content. Like, I'm just like, okay,
No,
like
he's a really like good dude overall. I would say like very fucking hard worker. But like when it comes to like the connection, he just tries to make like really viral videos, and in that you kind of like lose that like personal connection. I feel like with your audience.
Well, I mean, I know so many people. I mean,
that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Doing fitness, like, we get to know people and whatnot. There's some people, and I obviously won't say their names, who have like insane followings, and they don't make fucking shit off their codes because their content isn't personal, man. Like you have to give people a reason to want to use you as like their code, right? And like, I'm sorry, but like posting a video on, like, I mean, it doesn't really matter what video you post, but like if all you're doing is viral this and viral that, it's like you don't like that person because of who they are. You like the content they make.
Yeah, well, it's like I'm not gonna ingest something that I genuinely don't enjoy watching, right?
And
Does
I
that
think
make sense?
honestly,
but
when
no,
you
sorry, but with that though, it's like, yeah, I watch a lot of content that I enjoy watching, but you don't always get that personal connection. When you can make content that people enjoy watching, which brings personality and makes it personal, those kind of people feel a connection to you. Like when you make videos, it should feel like that person's like your bro. And that's other people who are going to use your codes. Not, oh my God, I went in a polar plunge and I almost drowned and I almost got eaten by a fucking orca. It's like, shut up, bro.
See, I feel like it gives him a misconception of his personality. That's why I was like, fuck that guy. Because to me, he just comes off like a complete and utter cornball. But I've never met him.
no,
Right?
It's also
Have you ever met Jesse?
no, but I'll like
Not
I'm
positive.
sure it's like
Not pleasant.
No, I've never met him. I know 4 people who have met him, and not a single person has a good thing to say about him.
Somebody told me that he's constantly blown out, bro. Like he does a lot of coke. That's what I heard from somebody when we were at Alpha
that's
Land.
crazy.
Like I'm dead serious. So that's what I heard.
Arlen's laughing.
Let's laugh.
Yo, what? I didn't fucking expect that. That was out of nowhere.
Is that an accurate statement? And Arlen's raising his eyebrows.
Arlen's like, yeah, I know Jesse.
No, but
bro.
I think it like when you just post like genuine content like that too, it almost like sets you up for success. Where like, if I were to post like some shit that's not gym related, like for example that fucking that clip at Dick's, we literally went to a restaurant at the Dick. It's called Dick's, where they like those servers are like really shitty to you, like they're really rude, and like I was able to post a clip of me like fucking with the server like low key, like because they're rude to you, so like I was like rude back, like trying to be like fucking funny and shit.
I think you're just rude.
No, but like
I'm fucking with you,
for like for the
Ben
video
never
and
says
shit.
please. Ben, you need to learn how
dude.
to
It's
say
from
please.
he's from the north,
This
like
guy-
the north of
this
the
guy-
United
this
States.
guy will
So
be like,
you gotta
yesterday-
realize them
yesterday
fuckers
he was
is
like,
rude.
Can I have my mic? Or he's like, can I have my bag for the mics? I'm say please. He never said fucking please.
Nah, cause you're not bitching me like that, dude. Sorry.
Say please.
Nah, cause
No,
you're like,
this
say
kid-
please, say please. I'm like, bro, no, you ain't doing that to me.
See this motherfucker. This motherfucker. We will be on like. I'll be like, dude, I fucking love you, bro. I love you, and he'll be like, yeah. Talk to Shata. I'm like, I'm on a dead ass serious note, like fucking telling you I love you, homie. He's like, yeah, I love you too, but seriously, I know I heard you, and I'm like, you have no emotional bone in your body, bro. It's okay. Please is not in his fucking vocabulary.
The only word that's in his vocabulary is Johnny and Johnson.
And cuz.
All right, well, like I was saying, like when you're just like you and your like, I was able to post like that video, like not in the gym whatsoever, and like there's people in the comments, like the most liked comment is like, you like you're the perfect customer for a restaurant like this, and it's just like the people that fuck with me like from my gym shit are gonna watch anything else that I do because they just have that connection with me and they feel like they know who I am. So like anything that I do, it's like almost like they're interested in it because it's just me.
And that's exactly
my personality.
That's exactly why, like, when you said the dicks thing, I thought it was a good idea because even though, like, I mean, a lot of the time when we were recording, it was like the camera was on me because it was my video, but like that's the one thing that actually, you know what? Back to the question about things that I'm proud of. I am very proud of the content that I create too because I think I said this at the beginning, you can watch 5 other videos about people at Dick's doing the same thing, and there won't be one that is the same as mine.
Dude, those videos would be so funny.
I'm literally gonna piss my pants.
I was about to say I have to really piss too. Can we take a little pee break?
Yeah, that's what.
And then let's do questions.
Let's just do questions. If we get up to piss, I'm gonna get out of the flow. I can hold her.
All right, we got
For
we got
questions.
flow, little flow.
I've got heavy flow. Do you have a tampon for me?
Wait, the only thing is we got 7 minutes.
No, we don't.
Yeah, it was 32.
3:05
Oh, it's 3:05.
or 2 until 2:05. We're good.
Okay, never mind.
We could do. I mean, we could do questions or we could do church talk. How did you feel about church today? Like real shit. Have you ever been to church?
I am not religious for sure, but I went in there with an extremely open mind today, and I'm very glad that I did. I would say the reason why I'm not religious, it could be because I'm uneducated, but like I'm a typical person where it's like, how can God be real if there's 12-year-old kids getting fucked by their dads and killed? How can God be real if there's kids in Africa starving to death and dying? Like that's my perception of things, but maybe it's because I'm not educated enough and I don't know. I also am just like I feel like there's a lot I feel very hard, and I know you guys are religious, so I don't mean to say this in any disrespectful way, but it's like, how can God be real when the fucking what are those called, the the popes are literally raping kids?
Because people have free will. That was what God wants people to have, is free will, the choice to make good decisions and follow Him, or the choice to not. That's what allows
But
you.
what did that 12-year-old girl deserve?
Not that she
not
deserved
about
anything, but
deserving,
people
yeah.
have free will.
Yeah.
It's not like my friend deserved to have such mental health to where he fucking hung himself.
But he had the free will to do those drugs.
He had the free will to do anything he wanted to. I had the free will to do anything I want to. I have the free will to believe that me almost dying and my friend's passing was a blessing in disguise and something that I can use to better myself.
Okay.
Or I have the free will to go and use that as, these are terrible events. The world hates me. I'm going to do terrible things to other people because terrible things have happened to me.
So I guess overall message is, I'm just not educated enough on church, but definitely I would say I think that religion is a beautiful thing, and I don't think that there is a right religion or a wrong religion.
I think I agree with you. Religion is terrible. That's popes. That's people that do. Religion is a structure. It's a social structure. Faith is beautiful.
I meant to say faith.
Yeah. Faith is beautiful.
Amazing, because even if let's say God isn't real. Let's say He isn't real. Let's say it's complete bullshit and it's fake.
Even though it's not.
Even though it's not. No, sure. No, but I'm saying hypothetically.
I just got to put that in there.
Everything you're doing makes you a better person. So I don't think that there's a single problem with it. Maybe I need to educate myself and get better.
It's when people weaponize faith and use it as religion and do things like the Crusades and murder people in the name of God and shit like
Exactly,
that. That's not faith though. That's religion, and that shit gets ugly.
I think the way that I look at like religion, faith, and how whatever your like belief is, I think as long as it is putting you forward in your life to become a better person, I do not think that like Islam is better than Christianity, is better than Buddhism. Like, it's all like whatever you believe in, go and fucking believe in it. I believe that there's not one right or one wrong, because everyone has the free will to believe in whatever they want to believe in. But I think that as long as you're using it to make yourself a better person, that it is amazing. But my experience from today, I would say like it was very eye-opening in terms of, because I did learn a lot that I didn't know, because I'm not very religious. I did join a Bible study back in 2020, and I didn't follow through with it because I was lazy. It was bad. It just was lazy, and it's not something I'm not saying I would never do it again. The odds of me doing it again are probably a lot bigger than me not doing it again, for sure. But I would say though that like everything in there was to make someone a better person, to make us better people. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. I think that it's an amazing way to start off your day. I think that like I don't really have anything negative to say about it. Yeah, and I think the church you guys go to is dope too.
Well, again, as I guess someone who grew up in the South, again, like I was trying to say, I grew up asking a lot of questions. So like I used to get ripped on because I truly don't believe, and people argue about this, but this is not what Christianity is about. I don't believe that somebody halfway across the world, like they were saying, there's people that have never heard the word of God because it's not translated in their freaking language. They're not going to hell, and it's not their fault.
And that's also probably the reason behind your thinking of like the little girls or whatever you're talking about. Like a lot of people don't get brought up in that religion, so that's not. It goes back to free will. They don't know.
You also got, and a lot of other religions promote terrible
sacrifice.
Things like that.
They kill. Like I'm in the world religion class. They're fucking sacrificing like newborn first children. Like that's like the highest valued like sacrifice apparently.
Okay,
it's
so
like the firstborn son.
I'm going to argue with you guys on this one for one thing. And the reason why I'm going to argue with this is because although that sounds extremely fucked up to us, I don't think anyone's morals are superior to anyone else's morals. As much as it is fucked up to kill and sacrifice a baby, that is, you even, like, I think, like, it's you have to very deeply think to understand this, but it's like, although it sounds fucked up, and I don't agree with that, whatever.
I think
culture, it's cultural.
It's cultural, but it's like our morals, and I think it goes past religion and anything. Like, let's say, for instance, like it goes against anything. It's like if that's what they believe in, then like I personally, although I think it's fucked up, I don't think there should not be able to not believe in that.
But there's human innate nature. You can't tell me the mother of that baby's happy that her fucking baby's getting killed.
Maybe you don't know that because you don't have the same morals as her. I don't think so, but you don't fucking know about her. Maybe she thinks it's the greatest thing in the fucking world, right? Because it's what she believes in. And that's why I think that every religion is like, as long as it makes you a better person. I don't think killing babies makes you a better person personally. I think that's pretty fucked up. But I think that I think people have the choice to believe in whatever they want to believe in. But the one part about religion, and this isn't just Christianity, because like if I were to believe in a religion and get faithful in a religion, it would definitely be Christianity. Like that's what makes the most sense to me. I'm like more aligned with my beliefs. But I don't think that like comparing religions is a good thing at all, because our morals are different. The way we view the world is different. The way we were raised are different. Our cultures are different. Everything's different. Like if you go to like Iraq, for instance, right?
Well, regardless, actually, Islam, Judaism, and Christianity derive from Abraham.
Yes.
So they're all the same thing. We just have like different names.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
The thing that does it for me, or you gonna say something?
my thing is, it doesn't matter about the comparison. That's the whole point of like one of today's sermons is everybody is invited, even if that's not something you're exposed to. So my belief is that when you die, it's like if you weren't exposed to that, God's probably going to ask you, he's going to be like, hey, like I am real. This is my presence. I can invite you to the kingdom of heaven. Do you accept this, right?
So you think that no matter how bad of a person you are, you will be accepted into
Paul, a disciple, he used to murder Christians. He murdered Christians. He wrote half of the New Testament. Like that was his thing. He hated Christians. He thought they were ridiculous in their faith. He murdered them maliciously. And then he became a Christian and wrote half the New Testament. So, I mean, my belief is you can be saved, bro. I've done terrible things to people when I was on drugs. I was around a lot of gun violence and fucking just did a bunch of stupid shit and stole from people, hit licks, did hurtful things to people, bro. Fucking just not being a good person. I could venture to say that I'd probably have more reason to say that I could go to hell than go to heaven, and I believe that those things don't really matter because I am like a new person now. Those things don't define me, right? They're things that I've done. They're moments in time. Who I am is totally different than that, right?
I think that's a good perspective to have.
So, but that's what the whole perspective of Christianity is, dude. It doesn't matter what you've done.
It's about being better.
It's about how you move forward. And if you move forward and I try to walk with God moving forward, then I'm saved, bro. I'm good because I'm not going to go do the same shit that I was doing if that's my goal. I'm going to fuck up. Obviously, I'm going to watch some porn probably still because I am a fucking human. I'm also in today's society. That's a sin, but I'm not going to hell for that, right? Like, I'm going to fucking try not to, but I'm probably going to, right? Yeah. But, like, I'm not going to go out of my way to go... Like, dude, again, I used to steal, like, we used to hit licks a lot when we were, like, selling drugs and doing drugs. It's like, I will not steal a pencil from someone now because it's just not a principle of mine that I live by, right? Like,
exactly. So, like, this is why I was saying, like,
get closer.
This is why I was saying that Christianity and religion's amazing is because you are using it to be a better person, right? And I think that as long as, like, that's how you go about things, I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's when you weaponize it. But that's, I feel like, the difference between religion and faith, right? Like, I'm not going to look at somebody that doesn't believe what I believe and get upset or mad. I don't even get mad when people, like, it's more of, like, an invitation. Like, I, like, love to, and like, again, if God likes curious people, too. So, like, if you're welcome to be curious. Like, he wants that from you. Maybe that curiosity is, like, your invitation to get more into his faith.
But I was trying to say something, but y'all were just like talking to each other for like a good.
Yo, I feel like Ben did not talk enough here today. I'm so sorry.
No, I was talking, but the thing that like does it for me is the fucking like where do you go when you die, right? Like that's where like because you were talking about the mental health thing. The only thing that I probably struggle with is like overthinking and like being in my head a lot, right? So like that's what does it for me is like. We are the only like beings that have like souls, personalities.
You don't think that dog has a soul?
I think they have souls.
I believe they have souls.
All right, well, they can't talk. You know, in terms of like in shit like
that
it's not the same.
Talks
it's not
to
the
you.
same like soul. All right, bro. Well, you get what I'm saying. Like,
I do understand what you're saying though. Yes.
Like, for us to just die and perish and then nothing else happens, I don't believe in that whatsoever. I think there has to be something there that you go when you die. You just don't just fucking disappear, right? You got to go somewhere, and that's where we're going to heaven. You know what I'm saying?
The last thing I will say, I agree with you, because the last thing that I believe in is reincarnation. Because I think that
Some bullshit.
I think it's bullshit, because it's like the thing that this is kind of like a deep thing, but actually I think I gotta move over a little bit.
Yeah, you do.
When I was a kid, like, and I mean like 5 years old, like I remember, and I believe this for like it's insane. I don't know how I think I've talked to all my friends about this, but it sounds so cocky, but it's like I see you as like you, and I see Alistair as Alistair, but I only see out of my eyes, right? Like it's like I feel so like weird that I'm me. It's like, why was I chosen to be me? Like, why do I see out of these set of eyes? Why do I talk out of this mouth? It's like, there's a reason why I'm me. And I don't know if that's because God put me here because like I haven't experienced religion enough. Maybe that is true, right? I'm not opposed to that, absolutely. But I genuinely believe that we have one life. I don't believe in in reincarnation. And I think that like it's like the one thing I would always tell myself as a kid is like, I always told myself that I was here to be special. And for some reason, and I never knew what it was, and I think I do now. And with that though, I don't believe in reincarnation, because I think that we are like, our time on earth is limited. And I believe that we get one shot at this, and that it is so important to live your life as if you're going to die tomorrow.
All we have is now.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. That's how we're gonna fucking end it right there.
Wait,
that
before I
that
go,
was good.
I want to give a big shout out to Ben for inviting me out here to do this. And for honestly, bro, like on camera, I've never told you this before, bro, but like genuinely, man, as a guy, I want to say this is like, I genuinely appreciate you more than you'll ever know, bro. Because like, fuck, bro. Like when you fucked with me, man, like that, like, I don't want to sit here and say you changed my life, but you changed my life, bro. And like, I will be forever grateful for what you've done for me, bro. So I'm fucking tearing up.
No, I'm gonna fucking cry, motherfucker.
Like, and like, I'm saying this as like when you fucked with me, bro, like I was going through this shit. And like, I've never had someone come into my life who like, cause I didn't really know you before I like got to know you. And like, I quickly like, bro, like I look up to you every single day. Every day.
When I see something, I see it. Like I see through people. I feel like I see through like the fake shit, and I can also see the fucking real.
And like, no,
I saw it,
but bro. Like, even like what you said in the podcast, whatever, bro. Like, I would not be here today if it wasn't for you, bro. And like, genuinely, man, like from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you, bro, because like. There's like, I know you believe in me, man. And like, this shit means the world to me. And like that motherfucker over there, Arlen, like you two and my parents are like what pushed me to do what I do. And I fucking like, you're my brother, bro. And like, I fucking love you, dog.
I need a fucking hug, bro. I need a fucking hug, bro. Holy fuck, bro.
And like, and like, yeah, bro, like I hope that like it always works out, man, and like you'll always be my boy, because like you made one fucking TikTok off of mine, you fucking sent me clothes, you fucked with me, but no one was fucking with me.
I don't send anybody clothes, but like not just anybody.
And like no, and like even coming down here, bro, like you don't treat me like you don't treat me like how like people your size in social media treat me. And like, you know, like the amount of belief that I have gotten in from you believing in me and from just like what you do, bro, like I would not sit there and work for fucking 18 hours a day if it wasn't for what you did for me, bro. And even if fitness influencing doesn't work out, bro, like what you have taught me, man, will bring me so far in life. And I just want to say thank you, bro, because if you've changed, it's like, if your goal is to change one person's, like anyone's life, bro, you have genuinely changed my life. And I owe so much to you, bro.
Appreciate you, bro. My man.
I love you, bro.
Love you too, dog. Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Crazy shit.
Hell yeah, bro.
That came out of like nowhere too.
Well, that was like the one thing that I made sure I wanted to say on this podcast, bro, because people think that like little actions don't add up, bro, but like it's like there's no one who I'm like not my family other than that motherfucker sitting on that gate. That guy sitting there editing my fucking YouTube video. That like it might not even, we don't even know how well it's gonna do. And this guy, like I want to say shout out Ireland, because this motherfucker sits up until 5 a.m. in the fucking morning editing for me. He came out of nowhere and wanted to do this. He fucking, bro, this guy busts his ass and gets paid $400 a week for what he does. And he believes in me, and I know he believes in me, and I believe in him. And all he wants to do is see me succeed. And I know you want to see me succeed, and I want to see both you guys succeed. And I've never had people in my life like I have you two. And I'm so beyond like grateful for that guy over there. I fucking love you, Arlen. I love you, Ben. You're pretty dope too.
Appreciate you, homie.
But nah, man, it like thank you, bro.
You're welcome. Just doing me, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like the fucking biggest accomplishment is just fucking that right there. That's the biggest one.
Yeah, bro.
Shit like that. It's the greatest. Well, I think we gotta end it now.
Yeah, it's kinda
fucking
awkward,
start crying, bro.
But
Holy fuck. Yo, click the red button and do the outro.
what's the outro?
Just be like fucking code chicken, code Liam, code optimal to the fucking moon. Chicken rice pod. The red one.
Red button. No,
You
yeah.
gotta put it up. Yep. Red.
Code Chicken, Code Optimal, most importantly, Code Liam. Thank you for watching the Chicken and Rice podcast, and I'm sorry for being a little bitch at the end, but I love you guys. Ben loves you guys. Mr. Optimal loves you guys. And I hope you guys stay tuned for next episode, and thank you for watching to the very end.
Peace.